Hi guys, it's Big Gay Trucker. I haven't been on for a minute, but tonight we're going to chit chat for about 15-20 minutes. Before we do, I was just going to say hi to everybody and remind everybody that we have some events coming up. So on October the 19th, October the 19th, we're going to do a Halloween party here in Palm Coast, Florida, and it's going to be a networking event that we do with other people within Flagler County and Volusia County, Florida. And anybody that wants to come in, you can come into a local truck stop or whatever, and we will come out and get you. But look for that event. And then, of course, our Christmas event's coming up. And the Christmas event is something that's near and dear to my heart every year because a lot of drivers don't have a safe space or a place to go when within the LGBTQ community, but then also just within being a driver itself. Being a driver causes a lot of stress while being on the road, and you don't always have a place to call home. And it's always a very important time for me. So we are going to do Christmas here in Florida and go to a couple of amusement parks and probably the zoo and the beach and just have a great time here cooking family meals and things like that. So, but tonight, what we're doing is I have Jess Orton, our social media director, and then I have Jennifer Faye, a longtime veteran driver that we have on the show as well. So we're going to talk for about 15-20 minutes with them both. So here they are.
Oh.
Hi.
I put on a special outfit.
You did. I found a little glitzy over there, are ya?
Yeah.
So I'm going to let Jess and Jennifer start off, and I'll be back in just a second.
Hey, Jennifer, how you doing today?
Wonderful.
So if anybody doesn't know, Jennifer has been actually part of the group with Bobby since the beginning of it. And so, Jennifer, for those, because we definitely have a lot of new people on here now. So if you could just kind of give a little rundown of what, in the industry, what you've been up to and stuff like that over the last 20 plus years, like make it, a lot shorter than that, but,
Right. Well, my uncle taught me in Eldridge, Iowa in a 1986 cab over when I was like 14. Didn't really get into trucking until I was 21. I was married and just decided to go on the road. Yes, I started with Swift. Okay, I don't drive like them. All right, I learned what not to do. All right, so everyone gives me shit about it. They're like, "Oh shit," or "She learned by Swift." No, I don't drive.
Our
like them.
apologies to the Swift Corporation.
Because those crypt keepers. I mean, God.
Oh yeah, gotta watch out for those underground girls.
No, I worked for Swift for a little bit, and then there's a bunch of nonsense. I got caught. Anyone that's on the group that knows about the 2008 third-party testing scandal with Swift Transportation, I was actually one of those drivers that got caught up in that. They weren't testing us out with the state. They're actually paying their teachers under the table, and that falls under third-party testing. My CDL was immediately revoked. I had to go back to refreshing school. I then went over to Western Express. I was there for like 7 years. I was there during the good years still. Like, when the owner was still around, he never forgot what it was like to be us. I love that company. You can go to the yard anywhere from like 11:30 back then to like 1:30, and there would be just lines of barbecues, and it was like a family reunion. I liked it. Been to all 48 states. 2010, I got sick and tired of bureaucraticness of being a company driver. So I decided to jump on the owner operator side of things, and yeah, I got that taste of that like $3,500 checks, and I was like, I'm never going to be a slave again. I'm going to work for myself now on. So I did that for a while. I owned at the time, I went through a couple of trucks, like 4 trucks. I had 2 Cascadias, I had a Columbia, and I had a Peterbilt 386. So, been places, seen things. So.
Well, I think we've all definitely seen pretty much everything we ever wanted to see in the country. If we weren't able to go to it ourselves. So.
Right.
But I hear Bobby out there talking. He's just not on the thing. He's talking to Ashley's big mouth.
Oh, is she?
She's fine as long as she keeps her mouth shut. Let the man be. But
yeah, she's a handful, isn't she?
What's that? Is she a handful? Yeah. Oh look! Oh God!
Yeah.
Here we go. Slide the little white button. There you
Hi,
go.
Jennifer. Hey guys. You guys don't really see much of me, so just wanted to...
Oh, she's here. I
Bye.
gotta
Bye. All right, I'm hopping back out. I just wanted to say hi because you guys were talking about me.
Lord, that child! I'll tell you what. I pray to God she never.
Can't be stuck with
drives
like a truck for a while,
because that'll probably be the day I quit trucking.
I was stuck on her for a while in the truck. What are you talking about?
Well, I told her, I said,
trust me, I contemplated the whole leaving her at the restaurant.
She works on trucks every once in a while to help Bobby and Ricky and them, and she's actually messes around with a couple things on my truck, and she wants to be in the trucking industry, but we all know she would never hack it behind the wheel. So I told her she needed to go to trade school and go be like a diesel mechanic or something. I mean, if all else fails, she can always be a lot lizard.
No comment.
I mean, what?
Taking all of his paychecks.
It's in the industry.
That's not the part of the industry I want to be in, Jess.
I mean,
look, you'll always be in a truck.
He's got a point, though. He's got a point.
Well, at least we know where Jess's paycheck will go.
Hey, I got a CB handle for her.
That.
Runway Ashley.
Did you hear what Bobby said, Jennifer?
Runway Ashley can be her CB handle.
Bobby said, at least we know where Jess's paychecks will go.
I mean, they're in good hands.
This is true.
With all
I'm not touching that hand comment with football.
See, I feel only the people late at night get to see the real us.
Well, see, the thing is that I rode with Jennifer for how long?
Like
something like that, yeah. Anyway, so she says that she started with Swift and everything, which is true from my knowledge, and it shows in her driving skills.
Oh shit!
And then not to mention a Western Express.
Yeah,
and then not to mention a refresher course of Western Express, the 2 crappiest starter companies to my knowledge.
No. See, honey, I didn't go to Western Express for a refresher course. I went to 160 Driving Academy.
What was?
Oh, and I graduated early. Weird. And I graduated early in Swift too. So
it shows.
Weird. I know what I'm doing.
Bobby said it's because the bar's not very high.
I mean, You've seen how short she is. I mean,
Bobby?
it doesn't go very high from the ground.
I can outshift, outback y'all on the road, and also in the bedroom.
Lord have mercy.
You know what? We're alive. We are live. I am gonna keep my mouth. I'm gonna keep this PG as possible. I'm not gonna
fuck
say
no.
what.
Just keep it running. We don't mind.
I'm gonna keep this PG.
I mean, I'm over here looking like a damn disco ball.
This is
I mean, that's nothing normal for you. That's nothing out of the ordinary.
By the way, Jess, did you give her the present I sent you?
Yeah,
He sent it to me. Smart ass.
I told Jennifer you wanted to eat her Nutter Butter though.
It's okay. It's okay. Cindy
No.
called. She wants her to.
Sorry. No, I don't rub beavers, okay? My beaver's designated for logs only. Thank you.
Baby.
Say that. She says that until she's drunk at 3 a.m. and then she falls for anything.
Oh.
I can't. Correct.
Remember every time we used to pass the foot trapper? You'd sit there and act like the crocodile hunter?
Yeah.
Oh, look at this one. Beautiful specimen.
Beautiful. What?
Where did Bobby go?
I don't know.
I don't
Somewhere.
I've done lost control of these two.
He left. He just kind of left me.
Oh Lord.
I'm used to it. I'm used to
sorry.
it. It's fine. He's a driver. Oh,
You could
Did
tell
my
by the
truck, by the way,
sideswipes
actually,
it's
did my
what's
truck
been.
start?
it did. It barely started. She turned over once, and then she was like stopped for a second. Everything went dark, and then she started.
Did it still have the air leak?
Yeah, when I shut it off, the air was still leaking.
I should probably have that looked at.
Probably should. It's probably that's not that's not DOT compliance or
Right. And we here at the LGBTQ plus Truck Driver Network always stay DOT compliant.
You said the
he's
air
got an air leak
leaking?
underneath of the cab somewhere. He may
And
have
I don't
blew
know
it
if
in
you've
there.
noticed this or not, but I'm too fat to fit under the cab to go look. Because then that turns into a different kind of phone call.
Well, I mean, that's one way to get the fire department out there.
Good
I
point.
mean, at 12, I was just pulling the fire alarm because I had to look at the cute fireman.
Oh. So, how many,
True story.
Jennifer, how many, not to be nosy or anything, how many companies have you been with in the industry?
In the industry, let's see, I've been with, I was with Swift and then Western Express, and I had my own company, Nightshade Transportation. Nightshade was my CB handle, and it was given to me by a friend, and when he explained it to me, I understood it. But Nightshade is an actual flower. It's purple, which is my favorite color, but it's poisonous. So he said that fit my attitude. And I always drive at night, so he called me Nightshade.
That's good, but that wasn't the question.
He called me a flower with an attitude. Well, no, I'm just saying, I explain why I picked the name Nightshade Transportation. Smart ass.
Look at Ashley over there. She looks so sad.
I know, she's just trying to like shut her mouth because she knows it's gonna get her in trouble.
mean-
Her mouth's like mine, a box of chocolates. You never know what's
Butter.
gonna come out of it.
It's mainly going to be Oreos. That should be my CB handle. Oreo.
Oh, that would be so cute.
Why? Because you're dipped in white cream?
I say, you know what? We call you butter.
I mean,
white cream.
considering I have a pack right here. Right next to me.
Okay. I mean,
Your sugar.
I'm drinking a Mandela. You gonna call me
No.
Mandela?
No,
Your
she
sugar
goes
pack
through
is
about 2 packs of Oreos a week, though.
Actually, I haven't had Oreos in over a month.
Bitch, you just held up a pack of Oreos.
Okay, because I was getting ready to munch on them, and then Jennifer said something.
Well, you used to be in chocolate chips, and now you went down to Oreo. So another term of once you go black, you never go back.
I don't mind being the cream filling
I
in
mean, that's
between
always
two
been my
hot
experience.
chocolate.
Lord, Phoebe, what is on the ground? What is this?
So over all of your, many years of trucking, what have you seen change the most?
Mm-hmm. The whole industry, like honestly, like because even before I drove, I'd go with my uncle. My dad drove and stuff. Like just the industry in itself and how we treat each other. And how companies treat us. For instance, back in the day, like around the late 70s, mid 80s, I mean, we were still kind of like united in a somewhat way, and everyone looked out for each other. Now it's F you, F this, F that, stupid you, stupid that. And it's like, what the hell? And common sense has gone out the freaking window. You always got to love, when you're hurrying, you run into the fuel aisle and the dude that decided to pull up one and go take a shower for 30 minutes. Or think that sitting in the fuel aisle is going to give him shower points and he's sitting there taking a 40-minute nap. You know what I'm talking about. You got to love those flip flop warriors, and then just the way like the companies are, you're no longer like looked at as the effort or the energy you put into them anymore. You're a number, and if you're not bringing in the revenue numbers that they decline for you to have by the end of a quota or something, it's, oh, by the way, we have to let you go, and they'll give you some BS reason of why they need to let you go. And it's a number thing. And another thing, the whole like speed limiter. The front is, oh, it's to keep drivers from getting tickets and getting in accidents. Yeah, that may be like a fraction of the truth, but what they're really doing is limiting the amount of miles you can do within a week, which is going to limit you the amount of money you make per week. And it's ridiculous, really. Like this whole industry is just like dive bombed in the last, I don't know, 10, 12 years, just nosedived. And it's getting ridiculous.
I guess, I don't know. I can't completely 100% agree with the whole all drivers are a number thing. Like, literally, the company I'm with, they're almost over.
Okay,
100
so like,
now, and they know everyone by their name. They don't even ask a truck number. They can truly care less what it is. So that's really a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then
I'll agree to disagree with you because my boss is the same way. Okay. And I know you're coming from Jess, but like I'm talking like
the mega carrier,
big company, thank you. The mid-sized company and small companies, that's who I stick with. Because most of the owners never forgot what it was like to be us, and the amount of money you can make is a little better. Shit comes up in your life and you need to take time away or something, they're not going to give you a whole spiel of what's going on and everything. They look at you as a family member.
Whereas if you're gone for longer than 7 days,
all right, yeah, dude.
Get your trip.
Basically, if you're not back in 2-3 days because the load they put you on was a hot load. Right, exactly.
Yep. Yeah, I've actually been with those big companies where you needed more than 7 days off because of something happened to the family, and literally somebody was showing up to get your truck because it needed to stay rolling.
Right, and another thing, here's what makes no sense to me. Has never made any sense to me since they allowed this to happen. But so, federal rule is we have to drive. It's a federal rule, okay, that we can drive 11 hours in a 14-hour period, mandatory 10-hour rest, and that stupid, ridiculous, 30-minute break, what have you. We have to follow those rules. But the government now allows all these small little increment towns and stuff to make up their own truck rules. And these cities don't care that we are mandated to follow these. If they don't want you in their town, you can get a ticket. You can have your truck towed. What happened to the respect for what we do for y'all? That's why I like that quote, that one saying that's out there, we the few do the impossible for the ungrateful.
Well, that's I've never completely understood the fact and the reality of Walmart, Target, Kohl's, these places like that. Oh, you delivered here,
right.
Great, but now you delivered, we need you off our property because we don't want you on it. Well, sweetheart, if it wasn't for this truck, you wouldn't be selling shit inside your store. Now, I completely, fully understand the concept of it is because truck drivers trash parking lots like there's no tomorrow, unfortunately. But at the same time, truck parking is
okay. Yeah, you have a lot
these
of them.
days. You keep telling us that there's a shortage of drivers, so you keep hiring more drivers. Well, every time you hire more drivers, guess what? It takes more parking away. And there's not enough parking in this whole entire country to service what is actually needed. So it pisses me off when they go about those types of things of, well, you delivered here. If you ran out of hours, that's not our damn problem. You need to leave the property.
No, exactly. And I know not a lot of truck stops either have any more RV parking. And not to hit on the hot shots, but what's irritating is too is you pull into a truck stop and you think you got an open spot. You think you found a spot and there's a hot shot there and you're like, are you kidding me? If there's RV parking up front, and I've seen some of the hot shots have respect and pull up front by the RV parking, but sometimes you still have those guys that came from this industry, went to the hot shot industry, and they still think they're Mr. or Mrs. Hot Shot truck driver. But just have some respect. There's RV parking up front. Go up front. Leave that space for someone that really needs it.
Not too long ago, earlier this year actually, I had switched from driving 18-wheelers and I went to straight truck expediting. And well, unfortunately, with the company I was with, I sat. It's where I got my parking lot princess nickname, because I sat more than I did anything.
Right.
But one thing I made sure of, if I absolutely did not have to park that straight truck in the back behind a truck stop, where I knew an 18-wheeler needed the parking, I parked somewhere else if I could. That was I would only absolutely park in the back behind a truck stop where 18-wheelers park, if only if I absolutely had to. It's
right.
And there's so many younger people coming into this industry that think their shit don't sink. They know every fucking thing there is to know about this industry. Yet you are the same motherfucking morons who are pulling out underneath trailers and dropping trailers loaded with glass and motors and shit like that, and you're screwing up equipment. And it's one big thing is because they're not properly trained anymore. It's the whole, hey, let's get our numbers in and get them out before the ink can dry on their CDL. So that's another big issue with me is that if you're going to bring these people into this industry, it is one of the most dangerous jobs in this country. How about we train them a little bit better and a little bit longer?
Right. I know you guys asked me about my experience. I've been driving 24 years, and
it shows.
Thank you. So I've been, on somewhat of a negative note, I've been assaulted 4 or 5 times in this industry, mainly because people want to sit there and assume things. So when it comes to the community, I'm not really too much a part of it. I'm an advocate, but I'm what you'd consider intersex. I was biologically born female. I have mutated chromosomes of a chromosome disorder. It has caused me some headache in life. People have assumed things, and I've been assaulted. Yeah, about 4 or 5 times. I had a guy. This is another thing I don't like about the truck industry is so to save money on locksmiths, they will give their drivers master keys, and as long as the driver has the same
Yep.
make and model as you, they can get in your truck. I was in Batavia, New York, about 2016. I was sitting at the Flying J. I was in the front row, and I had this feeling like I should lock my doors with my load straps. By the way, use load straps. Don't use the seatbelts. Seatbelts don't work because someone can open your door and literally the seatbelt, because it's flexible, they can pull the door open and still get in. So I use load straps. And I didn't do it though because I thought it was safe. A guy had broken my truck. I was raped in my sleep, and then he had taken a wooden Celtic cross that I had in my truck and literally tried busting my temple open. It was a huge scene. I had I think about every county cop you can think of, and I was rushed to the hospital, and that was a very fucked up situation. So just pure ignorance.
I was just about to ask how that affected you,
So-
being intersex in the trucking community.
I'm human. Okay, we're all human. For one, I'm the way that God made me. When I was just as an individual, it just adds to my shit. My mother, personal story. I'll try to go through it real quickly. Personal stories. When I was 3 weeks old, my mother tried killing me the way I was born. I was adopted. It's me and my mom till I was about 7, and then she married my stepfather, who me and him never got along. Abused throughout my life, all the way from my teens. Stupidly got married. Tried getting divorced 2 weeks later because I didn't want to marry that person anyway. And I was 20. I was stupid. And I ended up being stuck in it for 18 fucking years of a narcissistic, abusive marriage. I have stepchildren. This person cheated on me every time I was on the road. And I was stuck. I was in a nightmare. And then I was single for 4 or 5 years. Somehow got tied up in another abusive semi-marriage for 7 years, and I just left that one, thank God. I've left the industry because of my marriages, and I've stopped working because my spouse would always cheat on me. So I'm got to go to court this week over order of protection. So just in general, it's I've dealt with a lot, and people have asked me, how am I still around with everything I've been through? And the way I look at it is, someone in this world's going through something worse than me. So I just do what I have to. So.
Sorry, y'all. I'm over here trying to showcase one of the comments. Here we go. There we go. So, absolutely, the truck parking is absolutely horrible. Over the years, you've been in the industry for quite a while now, and I'm sure you have seen over the last 20. You said 24 years. The actual amount of LGBTQ individuals has grown tremendously the last 20 some years. Do you see it being more? I mean, there are people out there, unfortunately, that think that we don't belong. in an industry such as this. It's a male, straight dominated industry. And so what is your opinion of that? What would you say to the people like that? And the most professional voice.
Okay, so like it's separated, and I'll explain why. So yeah, and it's not just LBG. Like most industry doesn't even think women should be in it.
I don't know. That's just because fucking
But
the media bullshit and the fucking hype about all that, the fucking left and all that bullshit that goes
Hush!
behind it.
that's my boyfriend, and he's right. But like they don't want us in it. Nonetheless,
Motherfuckers really don't think about it. As long as the fucking job gets done, the job gets done. Doesn't matter who the fuck does it. We got
that's
how many migrants come in taking our fucking jobs. Think about it.
so. But like
Okay, what'd you think if you had a Chinese driver driving a truck?
we do.
Yeah.
But they're a guy. It's just they don't agree with any of it, but they'll accept it.
Right.
They finally accepted females for the most part, most of them, because they just they
Tell
find
you
it.
what, my grandma, she was trucker up until grandpa died, and that started back in the 1930s.
So
She used to have to beat people off her truck.
yeah, and that's because they find it. It's a woman, so they find it
No,
easy.
grandma was there too.
I know.
but-
It was just like most they find like what women don't talk about in this industry is the amount of assaults or almost assaults that they get, because most of the men here find it, easy pickings. Now, when it comes to LGBT people, they don't want to see it at all. I've seen attacks in parking lots
Come
because
from different walks and different natures.
I've seen gay couples walk across the lot at times.
Well, and then you got a secondary view of that is the fact that so many of you see so many of these women's groups
Right.
who want to go out there and demonstrate for the women drivers of so they don't get raped or anything else like that. And I got no problem with that. I 100% am behind them and what they're doing. But they also need to remember that female drivers have raped male drivers. They seem to forget that those women drivers can be
Watch them
attackers.
lot lizards, man. They'll rob you
And
blind.
they never want to report on that it's very rarely reported. But those who have get pushed aside because we just don't want that to be seen. But and I have read articles before. It was like oh, woe is me. It's like, okay, where's for the LGBTQ individuals that are out there, trans individuals getting raped, beaten, killed.
Sounds like prison life on the road to me.
Beaten and killed. You don't see people
Sounds
just
like
lining
prison
up
on the road.
to fight that at all.
No,
But God
because
forbid a cis female getting hurt in the industry. There's this big hoopla about it, and like I said, I'm not saying I wouldn't support it. But
no,
what
exactly.
I am saying is when a LGBTQ plus individual in this industry is raped, murdered, beaten, their truck stolen, anything like that, you don't hear shit.
Right. Because it's like it's as if it never happened.
Right.
And see,
Exactly.
that's what happened. That's exactly what happened to me in Batavia. The police didn't do anything because they were judging me and assuming things. I had to wait 14 hours till I got back to Chicago, where I lived at the time. I lived in Wheaton, Illinois, and I went and made another report at my hometown police department. And I had friends there that worked there, and they were pissed off and ecstatic. They even called the Batavia Police Department and asked them what the fuck.
Right.
And they wouldn't give any comment.
No, I get it. But
So it always, people turn a blind eye to it. because it's apparently taboo.
Oh,
It
yeah.
didn't end up being taboo until like the 1920s, 1930s, because back in ancient times, there were male and male relationships, and it was
Oh, yeah.
part of society.
Well, and then, you got these guys out here that, their wives say, well, if you cheat on me with another woman, I'll leave you. But you can sleep with a man. So when they're out here on the road, they're out here sleeping with, the same people they're calling a faggot during the day, they're sleeping with at night. And so, that's a big thing. And it's like, if you can't act the same way during the day as you do at night when you're sucking their dick, I'm sorry. There's no reason for you to be here either.
Right.
But that's only 24 hours later, you're not gay no more.
Oh no,
That's perfect.
it's not even 24 hours later. As soon as that trick gets out of their truck, they're straight as an arrow again.
Can't
Right.
tell you what happened to my mother. She was married for 20 years. Her husband, he was
Bobby, are
trucking.
you out there yet?
Fucking she found a strand of wig hair in his rig. And like my brother used to tell me stories about how he used to find old VHS tapes of like trannies and shit doing weird shit, wrapping rubber bands and shit around their wings and shit like that. Like, of course, we didn't believe it, shit. But next thing you know, he ends up leaving mom for a tranny that he picked up at a truck stop. And they ended up getting divorced. Mom had to go to a mental ward and all that shit. Yeah, so I understand that.
Oh yeah, there's that, and it's the whole mentality of, it's like it's that what we call the Vegas syndrome out here on the road. What happens
Right.
on the road stays on the road.
Stays on the road.
Well,
Right.
one thing that you seem to forget is you might be sticking your dick in Tom, Dick, and Harry over here, and you're not using protection. So guess what? When you catch something out there that Brillo pads can't rub off, guess what? You're also going to take it home to everybody else too.
Hell yeah.
Sounds like my ex-husband.
So, it's one of those things. It's the things that, people, and these are the things that people don't like talking about. And I'm sorry, I'm gonna lay it all out there, whether you freaking like it or not. These are the important things people need to be talking about, and they don't want to get their mouths running because God forbid somebody in the industry might hear it and might kick them out of an organization, or an organization might get in trouble. Well, I'm
Right.
sorry. If you're not willing to talk about the things that are important, don't open your fucking mouth at all.
That's what I was gonna say. You touched a subject that I'm really dear on, and yeah, I'm a feminist, but I'm not like an extreme feminist, and men are human too. And you touched a thing that I like talking about once in a while, and they actually say, men are more abused in relationships than women are. They just don't go on. They go unreported. It's not reported, and because society teaches men that shows a sign of weakness,
Yes. And they're supposed to be strong. They're not supposed to have to deal with these things.
Like I said, we're all human, okay? And men have feelings too, and they have emotions, and they are to be catered just as much, as us women. I'm always on top of my, whoever I'm with, unfortunately, things didn't work out with me and Greg, but I was always on top of his mental illness, but I didn't give a fuck.
Right.
I'm with, my new man. Like, I'm always constantly with him and making sure his mental stability is good. Let him know that I acknowledge, his feelings and everything else.
Clearly, I'm just thinking that maybe his mental status isn't the top notch. I mean, they.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, he dug into the depths of the crypts.
Those crypt keepers and those ovaries. I mean, oh my God!
I'm telling you, they dried up years ago, honey.
Right, I know. Oh my God.
But all right, well, it is about time for us to log off of here. I got two dogs over here trying to hump each other and everything else like that. And so I'm.
No,
I
now,
got
now,
other
now,
things to deal with. Oh, now he gets out. Now he gets out.
Hi.
now he pops on.
Here.
Now he wants to. Always at the end, you know.
You know.
Oh, to show you our
Well,
dog.
I want to thank you for joining us, and I hope that you continue. And anybody that does watch the show and what we're doing, we are going to start doing things every week again, like we were in the past. If you want to be a podcast guest or want to talk about things that are happening within the industry, just let us know. We are happy to be here. And like I said, we do have some networking events and family events for all of us to come together to be a family and our trucker family that we are and support each other like we always do. So I know we were the very first nonprofit organization within the LGBTQ of trucking, and we have changed so many things over the years. And we are not going to stop now. You know, we work with 988, we work with our visibility project, and we work with bringing visibility within the trucking industry. So we're not going to stop doing any of that. I just wanted to pop on because I really have been super busy this week, but Jennifer had offered a moment to come and chit chat with everybody. She's just been a long family friend to all of us, and we couldn't do things without people like her and all the people that we have that makes up our organization. So besides the Facebook groups and everything else, please follow us on Instagram and, well, it's now X or whatever. Please follow us on my X and Twitter and and whatever it is. And then YouTube, our YouTube channel, and
TikTok.
If you do, I can go ahead and show you some other things really fast that has changed. So just so you know, ways for you to donate or help out the cause, I will share the screen really fast, which will show you that if you go to LGBTQ vetted, this is our vetted screen. So if you've never seen it before, this is actually just updated today. And so that is actually a picture of my truck. And right now, right here, you have all the LGBTQ vetted companies. These are all companies that we have spoke to and have communication with that pretty much employs and it has a really good open policy and company policy on harassment and sexual abuse and everything, and helps their drivers a lot. So it's a lot more than just saying that this is a LGBTQ friendly place. We take it a little bit step farther by setting and trying to talk and ask questions about what they will do. And then also you have some of the LGBTQ vetted organizations on our page. If you scroll down and you can click the links on any of these and it'll take you to their pages. This also talks a little bit about our services and what we do and what we have done over the years. And if you want to donate today or help out our cause, there's ways to do it, whether it may be PayPal or Venmo or Cash App. And if there's another way, like we also do have Zelle and a couple other things, but if you want any of that, you just have to reach out to us or click the links that you have on the page. LGBTQ vetted is an amazing thing, and we have been working really hard to give education, awareness to the community, and just branch out and be diverse. So this is some of the stuff that we've done. If you haven't seen it, there's Jess in his sexy cane and beautiful tie-dye shirt. And then some of the people, you have Tab, and you've got, Jess Graham and all the wonderful people that makes it what it is, Vivian and us mingling at some of the events with some of our companies. You have the road home that's listed up there. If you have not seen that yet, you do need to watch it. But I've been updating things and making things more connected together so that people can see everything. So if you have any questions or ways that you think that you could get involved, just go ahead and message us. And we want to thank Jennifer for being here and always being supportive. She's like a sister to me that I never wanted to claim, but she's still here. And but we love her.
Hell, I'm deleting all contact with it tonight. I'm just swearing. I did not talk to this woman.
But I thank you so much, and have a good night, Jennifer. Thank you
You
again.
too. Bye, guys.
All right. Bye, everybody. We will talk soon. I just showed the wrong one.